So in my last video, I mentioned that at Goodwill, I did an impulse buy of like a meditation pillow. That's it. I'll show you a close version of it at some other point. Something that I have been like working on in my life is like being very conscious of the idea that like every single moment, every single interaction with someone, like every day is brand new. It's a brand new opportunity to be whoever it is that you want to be, or to act or react however it is that you want. Like what's important to you. And for me, what's important to me, what I'm trying to achieve and embody, is someone that is completely non-judgmental and someone who is kind and helpful and just is able to hold space for people, to just take them as they are in whatever moment that they are having. And going back to work, I have a lot of time to put this into practice and to be more conscious of it. And it's not always easy. Like, it's definitely not an easy thing because, you know, sometimes people just have different energy, just like something about them just doesn't necessarily interact well for whatever reason. And it's maybe not even about, it's not about them necessarily, it's not about you, it's just whatever, right? Being back at work, I have had lots of opportunity, like I said, to just remind myself constantly, be like, okay, like when I'm interacting with someone and I'm getting that like feeling in my gut, like I hate this interaction that I'm having for whatever reason. And it's not even like the person I'm interacting with is being like abusive or anything like that. It's like they might not be the most kind or patient or whatever. So I have this feeling like, oh, I really hate this. And then I remind myself, okay, this is a brand new opportunity. Like, what can we do in this moment to be those things that you want to be? And working somewhere where I've worked for like 4 years and having the type of environment where we have a lot of like regular clients and customers, like you get to know people. And so sometimes that's not it's not always a good thing because, you know, the way that they've acted in the past, it's kind of hard not to prejudge them in that moment. But what I want to do is like take every moment as something brand new, you know, because who knows, maybe they have had some growth since the last time I saw them. And I want to give them the opportunity to do that, to be that. But it's hard. It can be really, really hard. Like last night I was at work and this was someone that I've never met before. But this woman came in and she just had like this intense air of arrogance. Like that's how I read it. And I could be completely wrong. And like that's the whole point, right? Like I could be completely wrong in this. But the whole air of her just to me was just arrogance. And she like would not smile at me and or like give me anything, which she's, you know, I'm not entitled to that, so that's fine. But it was just like an immediate like yucky feeling with this person. And she came in, she wanted to get a chakra picture or a picture of her chakras. And I explained to her, I was like, yeah, we can totally do that. But just so you know, there's like 3 people in line ahead of you. So it's gonna be a little bit of wait. But as soon as they're done, we'll get you taken care of, no problem. Like, does that sound good? Are you willing to wait? And she, again, was just like giving me nothing other than just like, you know, like just this arrogance. And so I was just reminding myself, I'm like, in my head, like, just be patient with her. Like, be the person you want to be, not a reflection of who they are or how you're perceiving them to be. And she was willing to wait. So she like walked around the store and I was doing other things. It's also like the end of the day and it's just, again, like this is my judgment of the situation. Like I feel it's so rude to go into a place like just before closing and expect anything except like, okay, this is a quick thing, we want to get you out of here so that we can close up and go home. Like we've been here all day long. But it's fine. That's on me to work through. I also feel like that's valid though to feel that way. when you've been like on your feet for the last 9 hours and it's like, I want to go home. So anyway, once the group that was getting their auras done, when they were done, I went over to the girl and I was like, okay, great. So like we can get your aura taken care of. And she was like so slow. Like there wasn't anything like physically wrong with her that would cause her to be slow. She was just like, I don't know. Anyway, so she finally like makes her way over and then she's like having this moment. I don't know. The way that I perceived it was that she was like uncomfortable with the fact that there were 3 people that had just done their auras and like the energy of the aura booth was off or something. And she was like being really indecisive about like the over by the sage sprays and just like having a moment of, it was just, again, I was judging her. It was really annoying to me. So I just like went over and I sat down at the aura booth, like in front of the camera at the computer, like where I do the auras. And I'm just giving her space, you know. I'm holding space for her to make up her mind because it's not my responsibility. She didn't use her words with me to be like, "Oh, do you mind if I like spray the aura booth with sage spray to like cleanse the energy?" Or, "Hey, are you able to do this for me?" You know, and she's a full-grown woman. She should be able to do that. So I just allowed her to like work that out on herself, for herself. And I just sat there and just reminded myself like every moment is a new opportunity. I did have like a back and forth with myself, like, should I interject and like solve the problem for her, or should I allow her to come to it on her own? And ultimately I decided, I'm like, no, she's fully capable of either 1, asking for help, or 2, figuring it out on her own. And she did. She figured it out on her own. She ended up using one of our sage sprays to clear her energy or whatever, and that's fine. So then she like sat down, just like the whole moment I was like, this is what I'm trying to work on. I want to be someone that is just always kind and someone who's always non-judgmental and who can just accept people as they are. But it's so hard because I was just like genuinely so annoyed with this girl for being herself, you know. She wasn't like outwardly rude, she wasn't abrasive. So this is just a little bit about like what I'm trying to do, what I'm working on, trying to bring more kindness and empathy and non-judgment to the world, because I feel like we need that. I feel like we need more of that, and if I can be conscious of it and add a little bit to it, then maybe I have some purpose in this world. I don't know. So that's what I'm working on. But it happens when I'm like on the phone with someone and they are just annoying me for whatever reason, and I have to remind myself, like, Lizzie, let's bring some kindness and some compassion, because you don't know what this other person is going through. You don't know like why they are acting the way that they are. You know, you have no idea. Like sometimes I'll get people that call in to schedule an appointment and they just sound so freaking high and they're talking so slow and like it's taking up so much of my time, and there's other things I need to be doing at work, but I can't be doing anything else. I have to just be here listening to this person that either just woke up a second ago or they're like super high and trying to schedule an appointment. And I have a lot of judgment. Like that's one of those things where I'm being super judgmental about. One, I'm like, oh, they're wasting my time. Why can't they, you know? But again, it's like, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know if that's the only way that they can deal with some horrible thing that's happening. And even if they're not dealing with something horrible, like it's an opportunity for me to like take a moment, you know? So anyway, that's what I've got going on in my head. Just doing. So normally I eat ranch on my salads that I have every day now for the last however long, but we're out of it. So I used a very teeny tiny bit of Italian dressing. And I say a teeny tiny bit I eat a teeny tiny bit because I can be kind of sensitive to Italian dressing. But anyways, then I also sprinkled Parmesan cheese on top. I haven't even tried it, but it smells so good and I'm so excited to eat this. I'm gonna do this more often. It's really good. I don't have my usual stuff because it's been kind of crazy being out at my friend's house dog sitting, and then I ended up leaving like my bag of food at her house. And she's like, do you need me to come bring this to you? I was like, no, just eat it or toss it. It's fine. Like, she lives so far away that it's like not worth the trip. And then the last 2 days I've been at work, so I like just have not had the opportunity to like go to the grocery store. So I just kind of threw together what I had, which is spinach, black beans, and orange bell pepper. But it's good. I like it. Okay, so when I was house sitting last at the house that has the pool, they had this tea and I tried it and it was so good. So I went on a hunt to find it. Spoiler alert, I got it at Target. Target has a huge selection of this brand. Anyway, so I got it, but when I was there, I also came across this, but like I'm very much like, oh, you can't drink anything pumpkin spice until October. Otherwise it's not special, okay? But I grabbed it anyway and I was like, I'll just wait until it's October. And then just now I was wanting some tea and I was about to make this when I was like, wait, it's October. It's October, I can try this. So I'm gonna try this for the first time right now. Well, once it's made. It's currently brewing. The tea that I'm brewing right now, the pumpkin spice, is so strong. Like I can smell it from here. It smells very good. Even though I have this candle, the sunflower candle that I've been burning. I got this at, where did I get that? TJ Maxx or something. It was such an impulse buy. They know exactly what they're doing because they, like in TJ Maxx, or it's not TJ Maxx, it's Marshall's, but they're all the same. Like to get into the line, it's like very curvy line and you're like walking through product because they want you to, while you're waiting in line, continue shopping. And they got me with this sunflower candle. I love sunflowers. Sunflowers are my favorite flower. And I realized that like I find candles, having one lit, and not even like necessarily the smell of them, like I would prefer it if they weren't super strong, but just having one lit in my room, the space that I'm in, like while I'm doing things, like I find it to be so comforting, like in the end of the year. Like it's still hot in Phoenix. Like we don't really get a fall, we don't really get an autumn. We just get like, it's still really hot and then all of a sudden it's cold. We don't get like the gradual. So it's still hot, though I do have my window open right now, which is nice. But anyways, what am I talking about? It's October. I've had this candle lit for like a week or so now, and it's just really nice to just have. I find it to be like comforting in a weird way. So I'm waiting for my tea to brew. Look at this cool thing I got. Just showing you because it happens to be right here. But I got it at my job. That's something, I feel like maybe I've mentioned this, but going back to work at my job, I'm spending every shift, I feel like I'm buying something. It'll slow down. That will stop eventually, but I got this. It's just hard because I get like a 20% discount and I'm there to see like every time we get something new in. But isn't this so cool? I really love sacred geometry and I really love rainbows, so it's perfect. If I want, there's a tiny little hole. I can burn incense. I will also use this as like a candle topper to like snuff out candles. I have been using it as a coaster, and there is belief that like sacred geometry, like this can work as like a charging thing. So like putting your drinks and having it be charged by the sacred geometry. I mean, I like to believe in things, so I just think it's cool, but I just find it to be absolutely beautiful. So earlier today, I'm going to talk about anxiety again. I hope that one day I won't need to talk about anxiety anymore, but for the time being, it's a big part of my current life. So I'm going to talk about it. I've just been trying so hard to like figure out like what is going on with me? Like, why is this so difficult? Like, why am I struggling so much with anxiety? My therapist last week, we were talking, and she said something like she thinks that I'm just dealing with unresolved medical trauma from everything that I've been through in my adult life. And honestly, we could go back to when I was in 4th grade and was dealing with other things as well. But it got me thinking. And so my therapist, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but my therapist is going on maternity leave in November. And she told me this a couple of months ago, and I had the choice of either like taking a break from therapy while she's gone or getting placed with another therapist. And at first, I was like, maybe I should just take a break from therapy. Like it would do me some good to like have some space and like see how I do on my own. But then all of a sudden anxiety was like so much worse and like controlling my life. And I feel like I can't go without a therapist. I could, but I would just much rather have that support if it's offered to me and I have access to it. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it, right? I moved you guys because it was bothering me to be crouched the way that I was. And so my therapist and I were talking in the last couple of weeks, like at the place that I get therapy, they have started specific units of therapy. There's a different word phrasing that she used that I can't think of, but one is for LGBT and the other one is for trauma. And they have like specialists for each of them or something like that. I don't know. My therapist is the one that's like supervising the LGBT portion of it. But there's also the trauma one. And she's like, I think it would be really beneficial if you started work with a trauma, like a specific trauma therapist, and maybe do other therapy involved, like EMDR or something like that. Because she thinks that I just have a lot of unresolved medical trauma that has been triggered by the one, pandemic, and then two, just like just generally what's been going on in my life, I guess. But it made me think, like today, I literally today sat down and went through all of my journal from the last year, or like this year, 2021. Because I figure like 2020 was traumatic for most everyone, whether they want to like claim it or not, that's fine. That like 2020, living through a pandemic, a global pandemic, was traumatic. Still is, continues to be. Like I feel like every single person has been impacted in some way, right? Anyway, so, and some of the anxiety that I experience comes from, like, there have been times when I have purposely been like, I will not go to urgent care because I'm afraid that I'll just be adding to the, oh my God, what am I trying to say? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So there has been some of that, and just feeling like if something were to happen, like there's not enough nurses, there's not enough doctors, they're overworked. Like I just take on a lot of that. So anyway, that's not even what I was going to talk about. So I went through my journal for 2021 to try and get like a timeline of events, because time is so blurry, and I'm just like, how did things actually happen this year? And I'm really grateful that I'm good at, like, that I'm a pretty diligent journaler. And also I looked through my phone scheduling, calendar, so that I could, like, write down, like, a whole timeline of events and pinpoint, like, what happened just before this, like, horrible anxiety. And it surprised myself at how this year has actually gone, because to me it all just kind of falls together. It like mushes together, and it's hard to think that my life was different than it is right now with how bad I feel. I don't remember exactly why I was telling you this. I genuinely don't know if I had a point other than to just talk about it. So, anyway, I don't know. So I guess after making the timeline of events, I can see that, like, what I've been experiencing is a trauma response. Like, I can see that. And so now that I can see that it's a trauma response, it kind of makes me feel better that I'm not just crazy, which is, you know, whatever. But, like, there is a reason why I've been feeling the way that I do. And I feel like I cope better with things if I can, like, logically see why I feel the way that I do. Sometimes things are not logical and it's so frustrating and I can't stand it, but at least this way I can see it more clearly, that it's like, oh, this is a trauma response from just like unresolved medical trauma from my past. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I was going to say it's a blessing in disguise that my therapist is going on maternity leave, and so I have this opportunity to see a different therapist. But like my therapist would have helped me in this anyway, and if she felt she couldn't, then she would like pass me off to someone else that she knew she could. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be doing that. That's not still for like another month or so. And I have no idea who the other therapist is or what that's going to look like. So, you know, that's that. I genuinely don't know why I was starting to tell you that. But that's another thing that I'm just like that's going on that I'm thinking about. So, I think my tea has been brewed. So, let's do a taste test. I know we just did all those taste tests in the last video, but I really want to try this new tea that I got like last month. So I will say, like, I'm not like the huge crazy pumpkin spice person. Like, I don't get pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks or anything like that because I don't drink coffee. But I really like pumpkin pie, and I really like pumpkin pie ice cream. I can't wait to find some of that in the store at some point because it's so good. It's so good. I love pumpkin pie. At work the other day, two of my coworkers were talking about how much they are looking forward to Thanksgiving. And I don't really look forward to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is probably like my least favorite holiday. But they were like talking about the foods that they were really looking forward to. And then she turned to me and she's like, "What foods are you looking forward to?" And I'm glad that I actually had an answer, because I hate being the person that's like, "Well, actually, I don't have a great relationship with food." But I was like, pumpkin pie, or any pie really, but that's the thing I like about Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie. Okay, not sponsored. This is just a reusable cup from Starbucks. I have a few of them. I use it every day, but this is not sponsored. And also not Starbucks. It's just a key. Just a cup. I really hope I don't spill this because my laptop is right down here. I am gonna leave a little bit of space in case I want to add milk. But I do want to try it first without adding anything to it. So I didn't know this until recently, that like British people that are like known for their tea think that iced tea is like an abomination. Like, it's unheard of in the UK. I don't know how true that is. That's just something I heard. But I love iced tea. I drink hot tea. I will probably drink this, but like, I live in a desert where it's really hot the majority of the year. So, but I have been drinking hot tea before bed every night. I got a specific, did I already tell? I don't know if I already told you. I don't think I did. Maybe we'll talk about that at another time. But tea, and doesn't matter. It's so good. Oh, I did spill it on my laptop. Just a little drop though. It's really good, if I didn't already say that. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But I do want to add some of my milk. I was hoping I could add all of my milk. So anyway, I highly recommend this tea if you like pumpkin, because it's very good. It's Tazo brand. Now it is caffeinated and it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I am dealing with anxiety, so I don't know how great of a decision this was, but YOLO. Yesterday I was looking through one of my old vlogs where I got this plant for the first time. It was like July 30th. I think it was July 30th, not June 30th. July. And it doesn't matter. But I was looking through the vlog that I first got this plant because I wanted to see if I had mentioned like what this plant was called, or if I could like see on the tag what this plant was called, because I don't remember, I don't know, and normally I leave like the little sticker somewhere on the pot, but I didn't for this one for some reason. Anyway, look at how beautiful and lush it is. If you follow me on Instagram, I showed like a progress growth picture. I do that a lot on my Instagram, so if you're interested in that. Anyway, wow, okay, anyway, so in that vlog though, this feels very awkward. I feel kind of chaotic and my hair is driving me nuts today, but that's okay. In that vlog, I was plant shopping and I was looking through a couple different, and I came across this beautiful bamboo plant, and the thing that it was in was like 2 elephants and their trunks made like a heart, and there was a heart. I regret not getting that so bad. Like, why did I not buy that immediately? I like regret it so much. That's it, that's all. But I went to the grocery store today to make sure I had everything before I start my work week tomorrow, and I saw this bamboo plant. I mean, this is pretty, I guess, but it's not, it's definitely not the elephant one that I saw that I really liked. But I got this. It's very interestingly like set up to grow in a really interesting kind of way. But I've never had a bamboo plant before, so I'm really excited to have this. It will go over in my other plant, or in my other window over there, probably. But anyway, that's what I got. And then I also got a new candle because this one is almost done. So I got this Harvest Flower Cart, Jasmine and Amber. And it's like, it looks like a candy corn. I don't like candy corn. It definitely doesn't smell like candy corn. Oh, look at those cute little bubbles. It smells good though. It smells very floral, which I apparently like because that's sunflower. There's my smoothie. That looks gross. Anyway, it does smell really good though. I wanted to get like a seasonal scent. I guess this could be seen, they're trying to market this as seasonal, but like jasmine and amber, that's not really fall. But I really don't like super sweet, like candy sweet. So I don't really like vanilla candles. I don't really like I smelled a candy corn candle. I just don't like that. I don't like that kind of sweet. Like floral sweet I like, but like sugar sweet scents I don't like. So anyway, I think this is it for the video. I think I'm done because tomorrow I start my work week and I just don't ever have I don't have the mindset to do any vlogging because I'm at work all day. So I'm gonna end it here. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. And I hope you find ways to enjoy life, or whatever I said. I still really like that. So be well, be safe, and I hope you find ways to enjoy your life. I think that's what it was. What are these little things in the bamboo plant? I don't know what that is. Anyway, be well, be safe. I hope you find ways to enjoy your life. I will say really quick, I slept so well last night. So well last night. I'm like maybe woke up once. I will say that at the end of like my sleep, so like early this morning, I had a really like stressful, nightmarish dream, but it then ended with me running into two people I really like, and I was just like, oh hey, and like we chatted and like hugged, and it was fun. It was nice. It was a nice thing, except that when I woke up I was then disappointed that it was a dream. Oh well. Anyway, be well, be safe. I hope you find ways to enjoy your life, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!